afternoon and welcome to FA Cup Live for our second game of the third round as Liverpool, the Premier League leaders, take on League 2 Accrington Stanley at Anfield this afternoon. Accrington Stanley come to Anfield looking for one of the biggest upsets in recent FA Cup history, but Liverpool looking to replicate their 2022 season in this competition by lifting this glorious trophy at Wembley. It all starts today with Liverpool entering this competition in the third round, as do all the Premier League sides. Accrington Stanley have worked their way since the first round to this stage where they have the glamour tie of the round, beating Rushall, beating Swindon, and now the mighty Liverpool on the horizon for local Accrington Stanley. Just 33 miles of a difference between Anfield and the Wham Stadium where Accrington play their home games. 85 places between the teams in terms of league position in the football pyramid. Liverpool first in the Premier League and Accrington Stanley 19th in League 2 as it stands at the moment. And kick-off at Anfield is a couple of minutes away. We'll get team news as well for you in a second for this one. But first, there's a couple of other lunchtime kickoffs as well. 3 games that took underway from 12 o'clock at midday. Birmingham City take on Lincoln City at St Andrews. Birmingham already leading by 1-0 there. Ayumi Yokoyama with the goal in the first minute, giving Birmingham the lead there. So the League 1 side up against League 1 opposition in Lincoln are leading. It has just been a scoreline change in the game between Bristol City and Wolves, and the Premier League side have just taken the lead. Ryan Nuri with a goal against Bristol City at Ashton Gate, and it is 1-0 to Wolves, and 0-0 between Middlesbrough and Blackburn. Right, the players are coming out here this afternoon for this one. What a day for Accrington Stanley and their players. A few Liverpool fans in the Accrington 11 today, and they will be looking to cause an upset against their local club. Liverpool, they've gone strong today. Arne Slot looking for minutes for players that have been out with injuries and had issues this season for the club and haven't been able to get the opportunities that he feels they probably should have got this season. But it is time for one of the biggest FA Cup ties and setups for Accrington Stanley in their history, and for Liverpool it's another game at Anfield and another chance to progress to the next round. Let's have a look at the two teams then, and starting with the home side, who've gone very strong. As I said, Caoimhín Kelleher is the usual cup goalkeeper, given a rest in midweek in the Carabao Cup, but starts in the FA Cup this evening, does the Irishman. At right back, captaining at Liverpool today is Trent Alexander-Arnold, the club vice-captain. He starts at right back. Wataru Endo, Jarell Quansah, who's fit enough to start, went out through illness against Spurs in midweek. He starts at centre-back alongside Endo, and Kostas Tsimikas keeps his place from midweek. Tyler Morton joins Dominic Szoboszlai, who also returns from illness, and Harvey Elliott in midfield. And a bit of history for Liverpool, as Rio Ungamoa becomes the youngest player to start for Liverpool in an FA Cup game. 16 years old and 135 days, the youngest ever Liverpool player to feature in an FA Cup game. Diogo Jota and Darwin Núñez are alongside him further forward. On the bench for Liverpool, Vítislav Jarosz, Robertson, Bradley, McAllister, McConnell, Trainioni, Luis Diaz, Chiesa and Jadon Danns all make the bench. No, some of those big names in Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk not on the bench or involved today. For League 2 Accrington Stanley, they start with Krellin in goal. A back four of Love, Rawson, Aw and Martin. In a back four, Woods, that is Benjamin Woods, starts in midfield with Kumbeni, and Sean Whalley starts in the 10. On the right hand side is Hunter, Walton off the left hand side, and Liverpool fan Josh Woods starts up front for the League 2 outfit, looking to cause what would be an incredible upset at Anfield this afternoon. And as You'll Never Walk Alone rings around, goosebumps I'm sure for those Accrington Stanley players, and for those fans travelling, over 5,000 of them in the Anfield Road End stand at Anfield, will be hoping that their side can pull off history at this historic football club and stadium. Kick-off in the FA Cup between Liverpool and Accrington Stanley is next. A very good afternoon and welcome to FA Cup Live. We're ready to go here at Anfield. Liverpool kicking towards the Anfield Road end. Accrington kicking towards the Kop in the first half. A big moment, a historic moment for them, and one of the biggest games, if not the biggest game, in the club's history for the visitors today. But Liverpool want to take care of business after not the most amazing results. Draw with United here last Sunday, and that defeat to Spurs in the Carabao Cup semi-final in midweek. Arne Slot said there was no need for a response today. It's about minutes for the players involved, and previous results didn't impact his decision making for the team today. But we will see how Liverpool respond and kind of measure up today, considering those last two performances maybe below par from the home side. But the Accrington Stanley manager in John Doolan said before the game, doing the basics is kind of so important for this team. But Accrington Stanley, clock watching, just getting through the first 15 minutes, then the next 15, and just keep building upon that. Just giving themselves something to work towards in the early stages. As Liverpool give it away in possession, but well won back by Alexander-Arnold. And Nunez wins a throw-in of Kumwini in the midfield, and Liverpool get a throw. Of course, as I said, 85 positions between these two in the football pyramid. Here's Szoboszlai with the first real attack for Liverpool, and that's good covering in the end by Rawson, who gets across. Farron Rawson, the Accrington centre back, blocks Dominic Szoboszlai there. Another throw in for Liverpool. Here is Ungamoa, who's yet to make an under-21s appearance for Liverpool. He's been at the club for a couple of months, joined from Chelsea, from the Chelsea Youth Academy in the summer. Did Rio Ungamoa, and now just a couple of months down the road, he gets his first senior debut for Liverpool and becomes the youngest player ever in an FA Cup game for the club at 16 years old. What a rollercoaster few months I'm sure it's been for Rio Ungamoa. I'm sure he'll be relishing this challenge and this opportunity today, which again in senior football, especially at the top clubs, doesn't come very often. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Out to Jota. On the right hand side comes Elliott. Harvey Elliott goes across to Szoboszlai, left it actually. Here's Ungamoa, trying to find room. Well marshalled back there by Love, and Tsimikas with the delivery. It is cleared away well by Accrington Stanley. It's really competitive defensively there. And there's a challenge. Endo under pressure, and he will get the free kick. That was good play by Accrington. Really good defensively, and then trying to spring the counter on Liverpool. Wataru Endo getting in the way of Tyler Walton. And Liverpool get the free kick in their own half. That's exactly what Accrington Stanley need to do. Be solid defensively. Make sure they don't give up too many opportunities to Liverpool in the early stages, and maybe try and spring a counter every now and again and try and catch Liverpool out at the other end. Going to have to rely upon Liverpool not being at their best today, not being at the top level, not performing to their abilities today. To Accrington Stanley, they need to have that. If they're going to have an opportunity, they know that. Don't deter them one bit. Here's Tsimikas. And certainly Arne Slot isn't disrespecting Accrington Stanley, but the team that he's put out is very respecting of the team that Liverpool are facing today. And usually you do see a lot of youth players, young players, players you've barely even heard of from the big clubs whenever they do play lower league opposition, especially at home in the early rounds of the Cup. But Liverpool showing a lot of respect today to their opponents. You'd have to say, if you look at the starting 11 from Liverpool, you would probably say 2 of the players that start today aren't expectant first teamers in Tyler Morton and Rio Ungamoa. The other 9 players you would see in a Premier League starting 11. That's to the credit of Liverpool's squad, but also to the credit of the respect that Arne Slot is showing. As Ungamoa made a nice bit of play there in the middle. Morton spreads the ball out wide. Elliott. Jota left it, but he had no one behind him. And that was cleared away by Accrington again. And Liverpool just retrieved the ball. Well, we know Liverpool are going to dominate possession. We know Liverpool are going to try and control territory and play in between the lines and keep the ball on the move. It's all about Accrington Stanley making sure they try and disrupt that Liverpool rhythm, but also don't give them opportunities. Here comes Jota in between the lines. Jota skipping away from one challenge. Not skipping away for the second, but Liverpool keep the ball. That's a crunching challenge, that. Tsimikas. Now Szoboszlai. It's Alexander-Arnold. Out wide to Elliott on the right-hand side. Harvey Elliott looking to take on Martin. Back to Alexander-Arnold again. Morton through the middle. And the flick on by Jota is gathered up as Endo comes forward and wins the Liverpool the ball back. Our referee this afternoon, by the way, Lewis Smith. No VAR, of course, in the early rounds of the FA Cup. Not from the 5th round onwards. As Tsimikas' delivery to Elliott. And Nunez couldn't convert from the central areas. It's Liverpool's first real opportunity of the game. Really nice play. Tsimikas breaks into the half space down the left-hand side. He switches it out to the right for Harvey Elliott in the box. And as the ball comes fizzing across the 6-yard box, Nunez is there. And he kind of has to reach back to get the ball. And it goes over the bar from the head of Darwin Nunez. That's the first real opportunity for the home side so far this afternoon. Jota. Well, as I was saying, there is that Liverpool connection to Accrington Stanley. As I said, just 33 miles. It's not quite Goodison Park of a distance away, but it isn't too far away considering the distances in English football. And Accrington Stanley have that historic rivalry with that iconic TV advert that was aired 20-30 years ago. And the club has never been able to shake off that reputation of Accrington Stanley. Who are they? But if they get a result today, certainly worldwide they will be known. With the global reach of the home side today in Liverpool, anybody that beats this team will be remarked worldwide. Endo to Tsimikas, and good press here from Accrington. Tsimikas was right across his back line. Kwanzaa. Liverpool play out of the press well, but could have been a dangerous situation if Accrington had kept tight there. It was a good attempt of a press. As now they come down the right hand side, Liverpool, but Jota couldn't keep that one in play. Another goal at Ashton Gate to tell you about between Championship Bristol City and the Premier League's Wolves, who will be hoping for a bit of a fresh air around them after what has been a tough relegation battle and a tough slog at the bottom of the Premier League. But they are now 2-0 to the good, our Vito Pereira's side, and it is 2-0. Rodrigo Gomez with the second goal for Wolves. Tsimikas leaving it for Ungamoa. Arne Slot said that when he's been playing with the under-21s and even in training sessions with the first team, Rio Ungamoa isn't afraid to take on players, and he sees promise in those one-on-one duels, one-on-one battles for the 16-year-old, and at such a young age to get such praise from the first team manager of the team top of the Premier League, I'm sure is something that resonates incredibly, and you know how huge the moment is. Rio Ongamoa doesn't turn 17 until August of this year, so not until next season will Rio Ongamoa be 17. He was 15 when he joined the football club in the summer. Had his 16th birthday in August, and just a couple of months later, starting in the first team in the FA Cup. Here's Alexander Arnold. 10 minutes gone, and Liverpool, as expected, over 80% of the ball. But nothing of major threat defensively from Accrington's point of view. Liverpool have just been patient with their build-up, as they have been, as is the identity with this team now under Arne Slot. They're not rushing things, they're not looking to keep the pace in the game, looking to just be calm and composed on the ball. And as they come forward, they invite that pace and that attacking threat and that quality. Here's Elliott. Switches it across to Szoboszlai. Just tries to cushion that one towards Alexander Arnold, but not able to find his target. And as Accrington try and spring a counter, Wataru Endo's there to mop it up again for Liverpool. Of course, he's actually started more games at centre-back than he has in midfield, Wataru Endo. He made his first centre-back start for Liverpool, his first centre-back appearance for Liverpool in midweek in that Spurs game after Joe Gomez had to come off injured. Tsimikas, lovely play by Ongamoa. Tsimikas again, edge of the box, squares it across, left by Szoboszlai, and Alexander Arnold's shot, and Nunez over the bar. Good opportunity, good chance for Liverpool. Good save by Krellin. Again, really nice play. It's Ongamoa with a little battle down the left. It's lovely skill by Tsimikas. Maybe gets a bit fortunate on the second one. And as he squares it across to Szoboszlai, he comes rolling through to Alexander Arnold on the edge of the box. Hits the strike, trying to find the bottom corner. Maybe doesn't get it far enough away from the goalkeeper, who makes a good save in Krellin. And as the clearance from Accrington doesn't get as far as they would have liked, Nunez there to shoot first time, but goes over the bar. Liverpool maybe just starting to create a few chances now. Here is Jarell Quansah looking for the right pass forward, switching out to the right, but wasn't on target that time, as Harvey Elliott was the target, but it went out of play for a Accrington throw. Overhit that time. Arne Slot watching on the sidelines, just keeping an eye on the monitor there that all these managers now have on the sidelines to keep an eye on their team. And look at this from Accrington. Here's Wally down the left hand side, trying to chop his way into the box. Wally across, and the head of the back post kept alive and kicked away by Szoboszlai. Again, very good from Sean Wally down the left hand side. It was Woods at the back post. He tried to head it back across goal, and there was no one in there in blue shirts to make the most of it. But that was a good counter attack by Accrington, and Love tried to play it in behind the Liverpool defence, but retreating and retrieving are the team in red. And now Jota gets a good bounce to the ball here, trying to find Elliott. Harvey Elliott, he's got Nunez in the middle. Elliott switches it across to Ongamoa, who tries to actually, don't know whether he meant to shoot it or to penny the pass, but Elliott does well to keep it in play. Elliott swings it back across to Tsimikas. Again, you can feel even this Liverpool team today, albeit we've only seen a couple of glimpses of Rio Ongamoa, but you can feel it. They want to get the 16-year-old into goal-scoring kind of spaces and areas and get him that goal. And that would be quite a moment if that were to happen. Here is Quansah. It's two of the best qualities of the FA Cup is two teams that aren't even in the same kind of universes at times. No disrespect, but 3 divisions down on Liverpool or Accrington, and you know they've been waiting for this moment for years, and the FA Cup gives you that opportunity, that chance to face a top Premier League side away from home, and certainly financially it helps as Ungamoa again spinning around the box. Soberslide to Simicas, and 2 Accrington players in the way in Woods and Love, and it goes behind for a Liverpool corner. Yeah, really lovely skill again by Rio Ungamoa. Not afraid to take players on, and this time it's Simicas who wins the corner off Josh Woods, and it will be the first corner of the game. And we've just hit 15 minutes. So Soberslide with delivery and headed away. It's the fans behind that goal where the Accrington fans are, and cheer in celebration of that corner being defended well. And now Sean Whalley, who got a good chance up the field, committing a foul in his own half there on Dominic Soberslide, and a free kick to Liverpool will come. Yeah, just got a grasp of his shirt there. There's a foul. And a free kick for Liverpool here. Simicas has got the option to whip the ball in, but he's also got an option wide here with Ungamoa if he wants to play it. I don't see it, but you never know. See a lot of these free kicks straight off the training ground now. They're pre-rehearsed. Simicas will deliver it. It's too deep, and it's cleared behind for a corner by Martin at the back post. Dan Martin, the number 22, the 22-year-old for Accrington. Puts it behind for a Liverpool corner on the right-hand side. Liverpool keeping it in the right areas at the moment. You just think, how long can Accrington Stanley hold them at bay? Simicas to deliver. Flicked away at the near post. Morton keeps it alive. Back wide with Simicas. Gives it back to Elliott. He's defeated down the line for Nunez. Here is Darwin Nunez up against Rawson. No one really around him in red there for Nunez, and the ball switched across to Alexander Arnold. Good first touch. Plays it off to his opposite fullback. Alexander Arnold in behind. Just a bit too short for Jota. And Accrington now. Nice play in possession. Here's Whalley. Crossing the halfway line. Liverpool with bodies back, but not able to disrupt the Accrington attack here as they come down the left with Whalley again. Whalley across. And Simicas there in the middle. And we'll just put it behind for the corner. That was awkward from Liverpool, but that was really fabulous play by Accrington. Stays onside, does Whalley. Good ball over the top by Kumbeni. Lovely ball over the top, and then Whalley puts the cross in, and it's cleared behind by Kostas Simicas for the first Accrington corner of the match. Whalley will deliver the corner. Right-footed. Into the box it goes, and Woods was waiting. But I think the flag, or the foul, might go against the Accrington player. And Queeving Kelleher will get a free kick for Liverpool here. And Josh Woods has stayed down there. See it again. Lovely delivery to the back post, and Kelleher sees it all the way. Does get a touch to it. Does get his right hand up in the air, and I think Joshua just kind of gets a bit of collateral with Queeving Kelleher. He is back and up and fine, so he is okay. And Liverpool get the goal, the free kick out of the situation. Accrington holding their own at the moment. Liverpool just calm and composed and just trying to settle the game again in their own box. Keep control of the game. Keep the measure in their players. Kwanzaa, nice ball out wide to Elliott, but we'll come back to Jarell Kwanzaa once again. Jarell Kwanzaa, who left the field in North London on Wednesday night. Arne Slot said after the game it wasn't due to an injury, it was down to illness that Jarell Kwanzaa had to leave the field. And he is fit and raring to start this afternoon. Endo. Out wide to Nunez here on the left-hand side. Caught there, down the wide area by Love. It will be a free kick here for Darwin Nunez and Liverpool. You just see it, Nunez tries to unleash a bit of pace down the left flank, and yeah, it's late by Donald Love. Yeah, it is a foul, quite clearly. And a free kick. And we got to the 20-minute mark. One of the early markers for Accrington to say, look, still 0-0. And we've played 21 minutes now at Anfield. Ungamoa there was involved down the left side. I don't think the officials are too sure what way the throw-in is going. Either Accrington or Liverpool. No. John Doolan said it was an Accrington ball, but he would say that. To me, it did look like it came off Ungamoa last, but the officials have given it the way of the home side. Alexander-Arnold. It's Endo. No updates from around those other early games, those 3 12 o'clock midday kickoffs. Still Birmingham lead Lincoln by a goal to 0 in that all League One clash. Bristol City of the Championship 2-0 down at home against Wolves of the Premier League. And Middlesbrough and Blackburn, two Championship sides, still locked at 0-0 at the Riverside Stadium. As Liverpool go long down the left, Nunez couldn't really keep that one in. It's the bounce. And Rawson there with a challenge, did enough. Love to take the throw. The bouncing ball picked up by Endo, surrounded by blue shirts. Lovely skill by Ungamoa to break away from the pressure. And now the free kick's actually going to go against Liverpool for a foul by Ungamoa as he tried to keep the possession. Certainly seeing good glimpses so far of his quality. I mean, lovely drag back around the corner past Love and into that half space. And then Liverpool do give away the free kick, which might be lucrative as the cross was misplaced in the end down that right hand side by Tyler Walton. Goal kick. And so far, one thing I'd have to say about Accrington so far in this game is that when they have come forward, they've been kind of consistent in what they need to do. You know, usually you see a lower league side, no disrespect at all, but when they come up against a top team, they do kind of get a bit kind of nervous and lacking composure in and around the final third when kind of they do get their opportunity, kind of get a bit excited. But what we've seen from Accrington so far is that composure, that calmness, that settled nature in their attacking football. I haven't really seen them, if they've come forward, they've been composed and they've got the ball, they've got the delivery, they've kept Liverpool honest at the back, which is credit to them so far. Here is Alexander-Arnold. Bit short to Kwanzaa, but does get it off to Endo comfortably. Endo goes back to Kwanzaa. Infield to Alexander-Arnold. Wants to rifle one out to the left-hand side. Ungamoa will pick it up. Tsimikas on the overlap. Ungamoa wants to go himself. striding infield. Across to Morton. Better from Liverpool. Szoboszlai, sorry. Alexander-Arnold across. Bouncing ball. Elliott can't really eke the space. Alexander-Arnold will try and cross. Deflected away. Nunez keeps it alive. Accrington wanting a bit of a handball against Nunez, but the decision didn't come. And as that cross is put out by Martin for a Liverpool throw. 25 minutes gone. Liverpool 0, Accrington Stanley 0 in the third round of the FA Cup. As I said, Accrington last season were actually knocked out in the first round by a fellow League 2 outfit after extra time. They've already progressed through the first and the second to get to this stage this season. As I said, Watchalong in the first round and beating Swindon on penalties in the second round to get to this stage. Here's Alexander-Arnold. And Liverpool, they were knocked out of this competition by Manchester United last season. United en route to winning the competition. Ball into the box, Jota with a header. And it's not gathered. And Krellin got something towards that. I think it might go out for a corner. See it again. It's Tsimikas just lifts it into the box. I think it's actually Elliott that has the header, or Morton, one of the two. And it's Jota at the back post. Couldn't get on the end of it, but Krellin kind of just palms it out for the corner. Gives Liverpool this opportunity down the left. Tsimikas to deliver this corner on the left-hand side. Whipped on, flicked on, and headed wide by Wataru Endo. Well, of course, Accrington haven't played FA Cup football since late November, so it's been over a month since they last were in action in this competition. Since that point, they've played 7 games in League 2. A few of those postponed over the last few weeks with the weather conditions that we've had in the UK. Been quite treacherous. Those visits to Fleetwood and Tranmere were postponed. They actually went on a bad run after the FA Cup tie, losing 4 of the next 5 games in all competitions, are in League 2. But their last 2 games heading into this one, both wins, at home to Grimsby and away to Colchester United. So have that winning feeling at the moment to these home fans. They actually had a great unbeaten run heading into the last round of the FA Cup as well. Had actually gone 6 unbeaten before they played that second round tie in late November against Swindon. Liverpool loose in possession. Szoboszlai giving it away as now Accrington come up the other end looking for a way through. Walton under the battle and will win a free kick off Rio Ngamoa there. Will be a free kick here. And Tyler Walton knew he was going nowhere. Szoboszlai knew that, and Ngamoa maybe a bit too eager to put the challenge in, and gives away a free kick in his own half. And that was smart play by Tyler Walton. He knew he wasn't going anywhere. He knew he hadn't a pass on and was just waiting for a little niggle, little touch to go down and get the free kick, which he did. Of which now Sean Whalley and Ben Woods are over on this right hand side for Accrington. Woods will deliver. Flicked away by Tsimikas at the near post. And Liverpool try and apply the counter press, which they do. So Szoboszlai chests it and feeds it into Alexander-Arnold, and Liverpool on the move here with Nunez. Jota's through. Here's Darwin Nunez across. Jota! Lovely combination play. And from the Accrington free kick, Liverpool with a counter press and the counter attack of threats. And they take the lead at Anfield. Accrington, their job was the counter today, but it is on the counter where Liverpool find the opener. We know what threat Liverpool can cause on the break against top Premier League sides and against League 2 outfit. It was always going to be a tough task for Accrington to come out unscathed. Beautifully weighted ball by Szoboszlai. Alexander-Arnold in the perfect position to feed it on to Nunez, and Nunez squares it across the 6-yard box and Jota's there waiting for the tap in through the middle. It is what you would call a sweaty FIFA goal, but that is a really well crafted counter-attack by Liverpool, and that is exactly what this football club are built upon and what their identity has been successfully over the years. But Diogo Jota probably won't score an easier goal this season than that. Liverpool 1, Accrington Stanley 0. And that's where you kind of felt the game was going in a sense. Albeit Liverpool still continuing to dominate possession, dominate all of that. And that goes without saying. But when Accrington have been out of possession and Liverpool have allowed them to get into shape and to sit a bit deeper, and Liverpool have been a bit slower in their build-up, Accrington have been very compact, very closed in, and very kind of solid defensively against Liverpool. But it was when their spaces in behind, when they were committed up the field, and Liverpool sprung that quick counter, is where they looked vulnerable, as expected, and it's where Liverpool find their early advantage. But I'd say it's no discredit to Accrington and the way they've played so far. For the first 30 minutes, they were nigh on impeccable in the game, and that's just the pure quality of the team they're up against today. You can be impeccable for 30 minutes and be a bit vulnerable for 10-20 seconds, and that's when a top side like Liverpool can cause you problems. As Kelleher got out of a bit of trouble under pressure, but now Liverpool have the space, and Jota, the heavy first touch, but the clearance straight back to Alexander-Arnold. Now Elliott off the right, skips past the challenge. Alexander-Arnold through the middle this time. Elliott picking it up again. Out to Ungamoa. Trying to find his way down this left flank. Well marshalled again by Accrington. And Liverpool just comfortable at keeping the ball, of course, at this juncture. Morton. And of course, let's not forget, you know, we talk about the romantics and the fantasy of the FA Cup, and how Accrington, if they pull off this victory, it will be absolutely remarkable and one of the best in recent FA Cup history. But, you know, these Liverpool players have something to fight for too. You know, these players have had issues, have injuries, have had a couple of upsets and a couple of kind of mishaps throughout the season so far. Haven't had it all their own way. The vast majority of these players starting for Liverpool today, and they have a point to prove to their manager that, you know, I'm good enough to play in the first team and to be consistent at the top level. And, you know, you look at the team from Liverpool today, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are the second choice in their respective position at the moment. When all players are fit, you know, Kelleher's the second choice goalkeeper. Kwanzaa may be second to that right-hand side of defence for Liverpool, probably behind Konate, even maybe behind Joe Gomez. You know, Enzo, second in probably a couple of positions actually in defensive midfield with Gravenberch, and then at centre-back he's not really come in, only with injuries as he in the field in this position this afternoon. Tsimikas, second to Robertson recently, and others as well. You know, it's just a handful of them. You know, Nunez not had it all his own way. So Boschlei been in and out of the team slightly as of recent. So on occasion, you know, you look at this Liverpool team and you think, well, these players have maybe got a point to prove today that, you know, that they can perform and that they can kind of add that little bit extra to the first team, because fine margins are exactly what it's all about at the top level, especially if Liverpool are going for the title in the next few months, which it looks like they will be, 6 points clear at the top. You know, those little fine margins, those little tweaks in a team, one personnel over another, could be the difference between winning a game and maybe drawing a game in a tough task and a tough ask. And that's maybe Arne Slot just looking for minutes for his players to help the squad, but maybe looking at a few players and thinking, well, they might have a second chance at maybe scraping into the first team in the next few weeks. Albeit, Accrington Stanley, no disrespect, is not going to be the benchmark for trying to get quality into the first team, but it's certainly to put you back in the manager's mind. When we talk about Accrington's recent form, Liverpool only lost their second game of the season in midweek. The only other defeat was at home against Nottingham Forest back in September. It's a long unbeaten run for the Reds before they lost to Spurs in the League Cup semi-final first leg in midweek. Of course, have a second leg at Anfield at the start of February. But prior to that, as I said, a wonderful unbeaten run where they had failed to win just a total of 4 games in that run. 4 draws. Quite a number of wins. And that Spurs game is the only game where Liverpool have failed to score since that Nottingham Forest game at Anfield. So it's when they don't score, obviously, that Liverpool are going to be beaten. But when they score, they always get something out of a game of football. Especially this season. Scored in all but 2 games, and those were the 2 defeats. But a title charge is certainly would be the priority, I'd say, at Liverpool. Where would the FA Cup kind of rank in that situation? I think at the moment, with everything as it is, I think the FA Cup would be 4th on Liverpool's list of priorities for trophies this season, because of how early in the competition it is and how many games between that and picking up the trophy is. Jota, lovely flick ball forward. Alexander-Arnold bit behind Elliott. Elliott's shot straight down the throat of the Accrington keeper, William Crellin. But it was nice play by Jota. A little bit of burst of pace. Flicked it into the half space for Alexander-Arnold to kind of feed it on. Tyler Morton, sorry, to feed it on to Elliott, and that one straight down the throat of the keeper. Liverpool just slightly turning up the ante a little bit. Elliott, Jota, in behind, try to find Alexander-Arnold on the run, but well cut out by the Accrington defence as Tsimikas wins it back again. Accrington just can't keep it in play with Donald Love there, giving it straight back to Liverpool. Elliott couldn't quite find Ungamoa on that left flank, and again Accrington trying to come forward but misplaced the pass. Here's Ungamoa. Challenged well by Woods there on the retreat, and Liverpool get the throw. Another goal at Ashton Gate to tell you about. Quite a dramatic first half at Ashton Gate, and Bristol City keep themselves in the tie, and they get themselves a goal back. Scott Twine with the goal in the first minute of added time in the first half has Bristol City in the game, but still trailing by 2-1 against Premier League Wolverhampton Wanderers at the moment. Those 3 early kickoffs, by the way, are half-time scores. Of course, midday kickoffs, so they're at the half-time interval at the moment. And of course, we'll have the full-time scores. Well, we're hoping we'll have the 3 full-time scores from those games. Of course, extra time and penalties if games are level after 90 minutes. Of course, all the games have to be drawn to a close today. No replays anymore in the proper rounds of the FA Cup. Qualifying rounds, still replays, but once it hits the first round proper, no more replays, extra time and penalties if required. Here's Tsimikas. Alexander-Arnold into Szoboszlai between the lines. Szoboszlai chopping away from a challenge, wanted the foul, but referee Lewis Smith sees no issue with the Accrington challenge. Can't spring a counter though, the visitors, and Liverpool have it back again. Alexander-Arnold a bit loose, gives it, finds Tsimikas, and Morton will hit one. That was from a distance, just over the bar, but it was worth a hit from Tyler Morton. It's a good distance out, about 25-30 yards out. Straight down the middle. I think the keeper already knew it was going over William Crellin, but wasn't too far away from the Liverpool midfielder. Not really talked about Tyler Morton as of yet. 22-year-old. Was on loan at Hull and the previous season on loan at Blackburn. Came from the Blackburn Academy to Liverpool back in June of 2022. Here's Jota. Nunez on the turn. Does really well in the tight space there, Nunez. Surrounded by 3 and does get the pass off. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Liverpool 1, Accrington 0. Despite Liverpool taking the lead. Not been able to add to that just yet. That's, again, more credit to Accrington and how they've defended and how kind of compactly they've defended. There's Alexander-Arnold battling there. Did get the ball out of the sideline block that was created there down the left, but not able to retrieve the possession. Szoboszlai gets it back from Woods though this time. Morton through the lines finds Jota. Jota across on the spin is Nunez, who will shoot. Takes a deflection. Will be a Liverpool corner. I have to say, Darwin Nunez has been up there and involved so far. Nearly all of Liverpool's moves in the final third and their shots. He's got the assist for the opening goal. And has had a few opportunities himself to try and find the back of the net, Darwin Nunez. And Tsimikas will take this corner on the left-hand side for Liverpool. Whipped in. Flicked away. In there by Accrington. Couldn't really see who it was. It was Morton. Maybe giving away a bit of a chance here for the visitors. And that's a good recovery challenge by Harvey Elliott, who was back there for the Reds. As Trent Alexander-Arnold tried to find a ball in behind. Nice interception by Morton again, making up for that little miscued header. And Liverpool just recycling the ball. Here's Szoboszlai. Again, try to squeeze it through a little gap that wasn't there. Morton, nice ball out wide to Elliott. Takes on his man. Elliott across. Blocked and calls a handball there by the Liverpool crowd on Zach Aw. Yeah, it comes off the chest of the Accrington centre-back. Will be a Liverpool corner. Or sorry, throw in on the right-hand side. Apologies. I have to say, this early kickoff, I have to say, I'm not as alert as probably what I could be. No offence. And no kind of qualms about that. But, you know, not used to an early kickoff. Under the Anfield sun at the moment. Wintry sun, that is. There's barely any heat coming from it. Freezing cold days in the UK, which it should be in January. That's another loving aspect of the FA Cup, the rawness, just the simple nature of the fact that games are cancelled today due to weather conditions. Of course, with the frozen pitches. Haven't heard that excuse in a while. Of course, some of the pitches not to the Premier League standard, obviously. Some lower league sides, but some disruption across the UK today. No issues here so far. On or off the pitch. Tsimikas. Endo to Szoboszlai, back to Wataru Endo. And safe. Endo trying to go over the top to Elliott. I was about to say, before that little chance from Liverpool, that if Accrington get in at half-time, 1-0 down, they will be very happy with themselves, and rightfully so, because the only real time they've been properly carved open by Liverpool on a real threatening basis was from the counter-attack of their own free kick. So when Liverpool have had the dominance of the ball in the territory, Accrington have certainly defended very well against Liverpool today, up to this point. They've certainly kept the gaps to a minimum. Just stifling the home side a little bit now. Although that's a quick free kick by Liverpool. Jota leaves it. Ungamoa down the left. For a way through, Rio Wangamoa wants to get a shot off himself. Shot well blocked by Love. Kept alive by Szoboszlai. Alexander-Arnold will shoot and will score. Lovely goal by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Doesn't often take the shots, but when he does, it is usually of top quality. Under a bit of criticism himself, with his contract expiring in the summer. But the Liverpool captain of the day scores Liverpool's second goal of the day and doubles the home side's lead. Rio Wangamoa started the move, as he did, from a few positive moves from Liverpool. The shot blocked. Morton does well to just feed it to Szoboszlai, leaves it for Alexander-Arnold, and he just unleashes that right boot, that right-footed effort, curling away from the keeper, hits the top left corner. That is a cracker of a finish. Even the fans behind that goal of Accrington Persuasion couldn't help but look in awe at that lovely goal. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, on the verge of half-time, doubles Liverpool's lead. The last time he scored, I think it was against Leicester, and he made a gesture to say that, you know, you can talk all you like about my contract situation, but it will be me who decides what happens. And he, of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold, has been very coy in not talking about his contract situation. And one added minute, by the way, at the end of the half, but as that goal was scored around about that point of the additional time being announced, we are still playing a minute and a half into added time. Alexander-Arnold's ball to overhit that time. And that will be the end of the half. A first half that ends with Liverpool on top again, and they've been on top the whole of the game. But you'd have to say Accrington Stanley's defensive work has been to a T, almost perfect. One lapse of judgment from their own free kick, which had them too many players forward. Liverpool capitalised upon that. And a nice bit of quality from the Liverpool man with the captain's armband today. And Trent Alexander-Arnold doubling Liverpool's lead. Half-time at Anfield in the FA Cup third round. It is Liverpool 2, Accrington Stanley 0. Analysis and updates from around the grounds on the way very shortly. Do stay with us. Welcome back to FA Cup Live on third round weekend. So we've already had some big results already this weekend in the FA Cup third round on Thursday and Friday night. We have a lot more to come this afternoon. We'll round all that up in a moment, but at half-time at Anfield it is Liverpool of the Premier League 2 and League 2 Accrington Stanley 0 at the break. Diogo Jota and Trent Alexander-Arnold, the two scorers for the home side. Elsewhere at lunchtime, Birmingham City of League 1 lead Lincoln City of League 1 by a goal to nil. Ayuma Yokoyama with the goal in the first minute has the home side leading. Heading into the second half, they kicked off at 12 midday, as did the other two games as well. Also getting underway at 12 at the moment, so Birmingham 1 up as they start the second half. Bristol City, though, find themselves 2-1 down at home against Premier League Wolves. Bristol City of the Championship, of course, come into this one today 4 games unbeaten, but they're going to have a task to do in the second half if they're going to overcome Premier League opponents. Ranait Nuri and Rodrigo Gomez gave Wolves a 2-goal lead for Vito Pereira's side at Ashton Gate, but Scott Twine, just before half-time, kept Bristol City in the conversation. They knocked out a Premier League side in the third round last season in West Ham United. Could they do it for the second successive season, Bristol City? We will see. 2-1 as they start the second half, and goalless between Middlesbrough and Blackburn, two championship teams in Middlesbrough and Blackburn, but there is nothing to separate them at this moment in time. Goalless there as they start the second half. Liverpool to Accrington Stanley 0, and that other game that isn't kicking off at a respected 3 o'clock kickoff, or a late game, one we would class an earlier game, is Leicester City taking on QPR. Of course, Premier League Leicester against Championship QPR. That's a 2 o'clock kickoff at the King Power Stadium, so they will kick off in less than an hour's time at that one at the King Power. Then 3 o'clock kickoffs as well for you this afternoon. Bournemouth take on West Bromwich Albion. Premier League v Championship again there. Brentford take on Plymouth, another Premier League v Championship side at the G-Tech. Chelsea take on Morecambe. Oxford head to Exeter. Norwich face Brighton at Carrow Road. Nottingham Forest, second in the Premier League, or third in the Premier League, sorry, but certainly threatening for second place at the moment, are Nottingham Forest. They host Luton Town, who of course lost their manager in midweek, and Rob Edwards, who left by mutual consent in midweek, so they're at the City Ground at 3. Reading face Burnley. Stoke head to Sunderland. Those are the 3 o'clock kickoffs. One of those postponed, of course. Preston Charlton was postponed yesterday evening due to a frozen pitch. Then in the late games, they are either 5:45 or 6 o'clock kickoffs. This evening, Leeds face Harrogate. Salford, the class of 92's club, head to Manchester City. Another minnow against a big Premier League side at home. No disrespect to Salford whatsoever, but another League 2 side taking on a Premier League top team at 5:45 this evening at the Etihad. Coventry face Sheffield Wednesday, and then 2 games at 6 o'clock that were meant to get underway but have now been postponed. Leyton Orient and Derby, and just this morning, Wigan's trip to Mansfield has also been postponed. Right, that's where we stand there. There are 1 or 2 games taking place in League 1 and League 2 today. In League 1, in the 12:30 kickoff, it's just coming up to half-time between Rotherham and Bolton. Rotherham leading Bolton by a 1-0. It's the only League 1 game. And in League 2, 12:30 kickoff between Walsall and Tranmere. Walsall leading by 2-0 against Tranmere Rovers. That's the only 12:30 kickoff in League 2 this afternoon. And an early kickoff in La Liga as well. They're just underway a couple of minutes as Deportivo Alaves host Girona, and it is goalless at the moment. And Ross County against Celtic is an early kickoff at Dingwall in Scotland, and the Premiership leaders of 15 points, Celtic, could extend that to 18 points before Rangers play tomorrow, and it is 0-0 after 37 minutes in that one. Right, that's you up to date for what's to come today. But over the last apologies for that. Over the last 2 days, there have been 5 FA Cup ties that are already decided. Cardiff beat Sheffield United, a pretty good outfit and a good response from Cardiff, who are sitting second bottom of the Championship against the team in third in the Championship. So a all-Championship tie, but at opposite ends of the table. At Bramall Lane, and Cardiff able to overcome Sheffield United. Cian Ashford with the only goal for Cardiff, knocking out Sheffield United. Everton managerless up until this morning, when David Moyes was announced as the head coach at Everton for the second spell in charge of the club. They beat Peterborough United by 2-0 on Thursday night. Beto and Iliman Ndiaye from a penalty spot confirmed the result for the home side. And that one to head through. Fulham beat Championship Watford by 4-1 at Craven Cottage. Rodrigo Muniz opened the scoring. Rocco Vata then levelled for Watford, but that was to be their only goal. And 3 second-half goals from Fulham secured the result. Raul Jimenez, his 3rd successive goal, but all from the penalty spot in that one. Joachim Andersen with the 3rd, and Timothy Castagna made it 4. Then last night we saw 2 games, of which we were doing one of those, that all Premier League tie between Aston Villa and West Ham. But Wycombe also pulled off a bit of a upset Last night, as League One Wycombe put out Championship Portsmouth, albeit Portsmouth struggling at the bottom end of the Championship, but they were put out by lower league opposition. Brandon Hanlon and Sonny Bradley with two first half goals wrapped up the victory for the League One outfit. And in the old Premier League tie, it was a comeback victory for Aston Villa on their celebration of their 150th anniversary last night. Graham Potter's first game in charge of West Ham started well when Lucas Paquetá opened the scoring for the Hammers, but a second half comeback from Amadou Onana and Morgan Rogers with the goals secured the victory for Villa, knocking West Ham out for the second successive season in the third round. Right, the second half between Liverpool and Accrington Stanley is about 6 minutes away. Do stay with us. I'm going to play a bit of music for you, but we'll be back for the second half commentary very shortly. Do stay with us. Welcome back to FA Cup Live here on LFS. We're all but ready to go for the second half. We're going to make a change at the break. Federico Chiesa is going to be coming on to replace Dominic Soberschlei at the half. So one change for the home team, who are 2 goals to the good. Accrington are going to make a change of their own as well. Liam Coyle is going to be coming on, which is the other Liverpool fan in the Accrington team. Alex Henderson is going to be joining him as well. So a couple of changes to bring you at half time as we get the second half underway. So as I was saying then, those substitutions at the break. 1 for Liverpool, 2 for Accrington. And as I said, Federico Chiesa, who's been unable to really make much of a start here at Liverpool. Here's Darwin Nunez. Closed down, well defended. Just about to say Dominic Soberschlei and realise he went off. Here's Chiesa with his first chance. And it's the outside netting. Calls of deflection. I think it will be a corner. Just about to talk about the substitutions, and Chiesa, who came on at half-time for Dominic Soberschlei. It's a lovely ball by Alexander-Arnold. Nunez gets around his defender and Rawson gets the chance to take the ball down and have the shot. Saved by the keeper. And then he keeps it alive in the box. Chiesa gets the break of the ball, and he has the shot from the edge of the 6-yard box, and it crashes the side netting from that narrow angle, and Liverpool get the corner, which Alexander-Arnold will deliver. Up in the air it goes, and hooked away by Sean Whalley. Simicast not the best of first controls, but he does well to keep it, and we'll just pass it back to Caoimhín Kelleher. But Liverpool out with a bit of zhuzh to start the second half, and there's a bit of an issue here. The game has just been called to a stop, and Darwin Nunez has gone down here. Seems to be an ankle issue for Nunez, and he looks in a real bit of pain. Trying to figure out where that came from or what actually happens, but see it again, maybe stood on in a sense. We'll see it from the corner again. Yeah, he kind of gets stood on there in that kind of marauder bodies, lots of bodies in the way, and Nunez just got a bit of a trampling on. I know we'll check him, of course. As I was saying, changes at the break then. Federico Chiesa came on for Dominic Soberschlei for Liverpool. For Accrington Stanley then, they made 2 half-time substitutions. Alex Henderson has come on for Ashley Hunter, and Liam Coyle has come on for Nelson Kumbeni. So a double substitution for John Doolan's team at the break. As I was saying, Liam Coyle, Liverpool fan, and came through at the Liverpool Academy, the Northern Irishman, and joined Accrington on a free in July of 2021, and has been there ever since, but did come through at Liverpool, so certainly not a stranger to this stadium. As Nunez is back to his feet, so it looks to be just one of those impact kind of issues, and Darwin Nunez should be okay to continue. We'll keep an eye on him, of course. Certainly been very heavily involved for Liverpool today, Nunez. As you would expect, being the centre forward. 4 shots, 1 on target, 2 off target and 1 blocked. So far he's got an assist already for Diogo Jota's goal, the opening goal. 22 touches, 90% pass accuracy, made 2 key passes as Nunez so far. So certainly heavily involved in the Liverpool play so far. And he's back onto the field here. Chiesa holding up well against his opponent and pulled there by Ben Woods. And gets the free kick, does the Italian. The switch ball from the free kick is not accurate on that one from Liverpool, as Endo reaches for the ball, doesn't reach it and get it, and Sean Whalley comes away with it here for Accrington with a chance to counter. Here's Woods, Josh Woods that is, who will deliver. It's a lovely delivery, still alive as Woods at the other end. Ben Woods now has a shot blocked and charged down in the box. Come Liverpool as Alexander-Arnold clears away. That's a first good chance of the half for the visitors. A wonderful ball by Josh Woods into the box and almost finding a way through as Kwanzaa put that ball out from Sean Whalley. And they came close there, did the visitors. They've had just 1 shot so far in the game. Down the left hand side with Alex Henderson. Turning away from his man. Some fresh legs adding a bit of pace as Alexander-Arnold and Morton deal with that situation and clear it away. And it's Liverpool who can't get themselves back on the ball at the moment. Here's Endo under pressure from Woods and he hooks that one away. Accrington couldn't keep the ball as Jota tries to play into space, but Rawson's there on the cover and gives it straight back to Liverpool though. Alexander-Arnold down the right for Chiesa. Movement from the Italian as he arrives into the box. Chiesa chips it across the 6-yard box and headed away. It's a good delivery. No one there in the middle to try and get on the end of it for Liverpool as Endo's header is a bit short to Tsimikas and Tsimikas beaten to it by Walton. Decent start to the half here for the travelling Accrington. Started the first half well before Liverpool got into their little bit of a rhythm. And then ended up scoring those 2 goals. But I have to say Accrington haven't been cast adrift at all today. They've been kind of out-muscled and well, not really out-muscled very much, just the quality has shone through for Liverpool. But I don't think Accrington have done very much wrong in or out of possession so far this afternoon. I think at 51 minutes, to be 2-0 down, it's just due to the sheer quality of the Liverpool players that are out there. But in terms of a real tussle, they've certainly held their own of the visitors. And I would say they should be very happy with their performance so far. Of course, the result in the scoreline wouldn't please them, obviously. But the performance, if they come to Anfield, albeit if they lose, but if they come and put in a good performance and compete with a top Premier League side, I'll give them a lot of confidence for the remainder of their domestic season. Lovely touch in behind and not dealt with in the end, or not kind of capitalised upon in the end there by the Accrington attacker. As Alexander-Arnold dealt with that situation. Again, it's just been little moments, although here's a move in behind Whalley, just a bit too much on the ball. Again, good idea, not the right execution as Alexander-Arnold tries to send Chiesa on the run, but that ball a bit overhit that time, and it comes all the way back to William Crellin in the Accrington goal. Their build-up has been quite impressive so far, Accrington. They've been confident, not afraid to stride forward, take up spaces, push the Liverpool defence back. They've been very inviting, very energetic in their approach. Tyler Walton there trying to keep the ball down the left-hand side and just rolls out of play for a goal, for a throw-in to Liverpool. No updates to tell you about from those other games that are underway at the moment in the FA Cup. They have about 20 minutes or so to go in those. They're about 15 minutes ahead of us here at Anfield, and all the same scorelines, and any updates we'll let you know if anything changes. And they're all fairly evenly balanced at the moment. 2 1-goal leads and a 0-0 draw at the moment, so 0-0 scoreline. But of course all the games have to be decided today. The winners have to be decided. Extra time and penalties if necessary this afternoon to decide the winner. Nice combination play by Liverpool. That's beautiful. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Just keeps it alive. And the header away. That was absolutely fabulous one-touch football. Elliott to deliver. Again headed away. Morton, not a great first touch. Got the second touch though. And then couldn't really find the pass. But that could have been an incredible team goal if Liverpool had found the finish there. The movement, the passing, the one-touch football was absolutely scintillating. And in the end, they couldn't find the finish, but that would have been a wonderful team goal. They have a bit of comfort now, Liverpool. They have that 2-goal lead now, of course. Anything can still happen. 2-0 lead is not the be-all and end-all. We've seen that already in this competition. More or less last season in the semi-final when Manchester United were 3-0 up at Wembley. And it ended up 3-3. And had to win on penalties, did United, on that occasion against Coventry. So nothing's decided. It's not over till it's over, as they say. And Walton there. Closed down by Jarell Quansah. Possession's been a lot more competitive in the second half. We've played around about 10 minutes. And in the first half, Liverpool had 85% of the ball. Compare that to 57% in the second half so far. So Accrington are having a good spell at the moment. But Liverpool still look a major threat, of course. Here is Woods. Up against Ungamoa. Battling with Tsimikas. Couldn't really win the first battle, and will be a corner off Kostas Tsimikas. As the Accrington fans cheer at their team, getting themselves a corner down this side where the Accrington fans are. Ben Woods with this corner in the left-hand side. Left-footed delivery at the back post, and it was Josh Woods that headed it off a Liverpool player, and Jota will be another Accrington corner. Again, it's a long, deep corner to the back post, and Liverpool had cover, but Woods did enough to win another corner off Jota. Keeps the ball up this side of the field. It will be Sean Whalley that will deliver from the left. Lots of bodies in there for Accrington. Whalley just rolls it out to Woods, back to Whalley. Now Woods again will shoot and hit the crossbar. The Liverpool fan, Josh Woods, comes ever so close to scoring against his boyhood club. Really good combination play from the edge of the corner, taken short. 1-2, lovely link up between Whalley and Woods unleashes a shot, and it comes crashing off the crossbar and over the top. But that's as close as Accrington have come to scoring, and it was ever so close. Or as I said, the player who supports the club he's facing today, Quansah. Well, Sean Whalley, who played that pass to Woods, was asked before the game if he scores today, would he celebrate at the Kop end? Of course, can't celebrate at the Kop now because they're attacking the Anfield Road end, but he said, no, I have too many mates in the Kop, so, but I don't believe him. If he scores, if any of the Accrington players score, they have the right to celebrate however they like. And there's a Liverpool player down here, and it's Harvey Elliott that was caught. See this again. Oof. He's just caught in the ankle there by Alex Henderson. Just in the instep of his right boot. Just his lower ankle. That's a painful one. And a yellow card for Alex Henderson. And first yellow card of the day in this one. And Harvey Elliott receiving treatment at the moment. He's certainly had his injury problems in recent years as Harvey Elliott, but always continued to bounce back from them. As the Liverpool head coach Arne Slot watches on, I think he got the thumbs up from the medical staff there that Harvey Elliott might be okay to continue at the moment, but he is still receiving treatment. Is the Liverpool man. Well, of course, don't forget another FA Cup tie to come for you, another huge one as we head to the Emirates tomorrow, 3 o'clock. You do not want to miss that one, and that all Premier League tie as Arsenal take on Manchester United. Liverpool were their opponents in the third round last year for Arsenal, and Manchester United are their opponents at home in the third round this season. It's been a tough ask and a tough kind of draw for Arsenal, but if you want to be the best and win the competition, you have to beat everyone that is in front of you, and you've got no choice really. But Arsenal take on United tomorrow, 3 o'clock on LFS. Looking forward to that one. Not Trent Alexander-Arnold. Harvey Elliott is back on his feet, and he will, I think, maybe just come into the sidelines here. As Liverpool make a double substitution, Tyler Morton is going to be coming off. He's going to be replaced by James McConnell, so a straight swap in midfield for Liverpool, two youngsters. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, who got his goal today and applauds the Anfield crowd as he hands his armband off to another player in the field. I've no idea who it is, but Trent Alexander-Arnold with his goal, he is replaced by the Northern Irishman Conor Bradley. So two straight swaps for Liverpool at right back and at centre midfield. And Trent Alexander-Arnold with a peach of a finish. It's an absolute corker of a goal. It's just pure quality. Bradley instantly involved. Finds Chiesa. Can't really get forward there. Federico Chiesa well marshalled by his defender is McConnell. Now Kwanzaa. And back to Endo. 60 minutes gone. Liverpool 2, Accrington Stanley 0. You would have to say those two subs from Liverpool are obviously pre-planned. And couldn't be more on the button than the 60-minute mark than that, as Harvey Elliott is just returning to the play after his little injury issue. And he is okay to continue, so all smiles from Harvey Elliott. He had one or two chances himself today. And I'm sure at this moment in time, the one man who is desperate for a goal on this field is Darwin Núñez. Wants to reignite a bit of form, get into the competition and into the roster for starting again for Liverpool with Jota back fit now. He would room to believe that maybe Diogo Jota will be the key man for Liverpool up front. But Arne Slot doesn't like to keep it too similar or always exactly the same. He does like to swap things a couple of times, and he's got options at the top end of the pitch to make those changes with the likes of Diaz, Gakpo, Núñez, Jota and Salah, the front five, and Chiesa as well involved in that. So there's a lot of quality and a lot of depth in those forward positions for Liverpool. Two in each position, you could argue. Well, that's a lovely ball in behind, and Walton was offside. And the linesman there pretty certain in his decision. We'll see it again. Oh, he was actually... I think he's onside here. I think Endo might have played him on. It's a bit unfortunate there, Tyler Walton. Double substitution here from Accrington. It's going to be Seamus Connolly and Conor O'Brien are going to be coming on, and Dan Martin and Josh Woods are going to be coming off. So a double substitution there. So O'Brien and Connolly on, and Martin and Woods off. As Josh Woods applauds Anfield, and I'm sure he enjoyed his 63-minute cameo at the stadium where he usually is in a watch and in attendance at watching the team that play here in the Cop End, Josh Woods. And he's played here, which he can certainly tick off his bucket list. I'm sure it was a bucket list moment for the young Skyser there. Right, a goal at St Andrews to tell you about, and a goal at the Riverside. So some goals from those other games that kicked off at lunchtime. It's now 2-0 to Birmingham, so they've taken control of that tie with around about 10 minutes to go. Lyndon Dykes with the second goal has Birmingham 2 to the good against Lincoln. And a crucial goal in the game between Middlesbrough and Blackburn Rovers in the competition, and it is the visitors who have taken the lead. And it looks like Middlesbrough might be going out for the second successive season in the third round at home in the competition, and Blackburn Rovers might be the bane of them today. Andreas Weimann with the goal has Blackburn leading. Still the same at Ashton Gate as well, 2-1 to Wolves. It remains as Bradley battling there down the left, or down the right hand side, has the last touch, and it will be an Accrington corner. They've been very competitive in the second half, Accrington. Had just one shot in the first half, but have had 3 already in the second, and that's a chance over the bar. Really good delivery across the 6-yard box, and it was Donald Love, I think. You see the corner taken short. The delivery by Wally, and it's Donald Love in the middle with the header. What a chance. And his header behind for a goal kick. What a chance, what an opportunity. Not taken. And that's exactly what you hope and pray, to get a chance like that in a game like this. And at that time, couldn't be taken, as Kwanzaa on a marauding run forward. Nice ball out to Ngamoa for Liverpool. Bricks into the box. Rio Ngamoa across to Jota. Doesn't want to take the shot, does Jota? Wants Ngamoa to take it. He feeds it wide to Simicas. Back to McConnell. 25 minutes to go. Liverpool 2 to the good. Want to add another. Here's Nunez trying to work his way through and keeps the pressure on the Accrington goal. Endo's header straight to an opponent, and Wally out on the right flank has Kwanzaa for company, trying to spin his way past Jarell Kwanzaa, and Simicas helping out his defender, and Accrington will get another corner. Certainly up the ante of the visitors, and are desperate to get back into this one. Certainly corners have been the most certain way of doing that. 4 corners in the second half compared to 1 in the first for Accrington. Left-footed delivery, bouncing around the box. A shot to the edge is taken wide, and now Liverpool might want to counter with Elliott here. Turning back towards his own goal, lays it off to McConnell, and Liverpool just keep the possession for the moment. Here's Bradley. Down the right hand side comes Chiesa. He's got 2 in the middle, and Jota and Nunez. Chiesa wants to feed it on for Bradley, but Bradley had to go the long way round, and they couldn't get there in quick enough time, and it will be a goal kick. It's not often you see Liverpool actually play better in the first half compared to the second. But you probably have to say at this point, that's where you would kind of put the game. Liverpool were better in the first 45 minutes than they have been in the last 23. Still a quarter of the game to go, and it's only 2-0. Accrington might get a half chance. In the box again, cleared away by Simicas. Kept alive by Henderson down the right hand side. Love. Oh, cut out by Jota. Now Chiesa on the turn. He's now got Nunez in behind. Here's Darwin Nunez into the box, and that's a really good challenge by Rawson. You thought Darwin Nunez was just going to burst away, and Ferran Rawson stayed with him all the way right up until the shot. and he deflected it behind for the corner. Lovely ball by Chiesa, in behind for Nunez, who made the run between the two defenders. And Rawson does really well, just carry him a slight bit wide of the centre of the goal. And he forces the shot, which is deflected behind. Really good defending by Ferenc Rawson. He's made a couple of those crucial challenges today at the back, and has denied Liverpool a third, and kept Accrington just 2-0 down. Simicast will take the corner for Liverpool though. Left-footed delivery. Headed away by Rawson again. Will bounce out the other side, but it will be kept in. That's a lovely first touch by McConnell under pressure. And Liverpool just recycle the ball once more. I think there was a couple of chances, those half chances, the big chance not taken by Accrington, maybe just lighting up a bit of a red light for Liverpool, and it's giving them a little bit of a shake in the second half, which maybe they need just to keep the professional performance. Here's Ungamoa. McConnell back across to Kwanzaa. Liverpool are going to make another change in a moment. Jayden Danns is readying himself on the sideline, so that will be Liverpool's fourth substitution of the game in a moment. And they will be able to make one more after this. There's McConnell out on that left side, does really well in his tussle and wins a throw-in off Donald Love. Well, Danns, of course, who has history in this competition, did score here at Anfield last season in the FA Cup. And did score in that 3-0 win in the FA Cup against Southampton at the end of February in the 5th round. Scored 2 very good goals. Actually, all 3 goals in that game were scored by Liverpool youth players. Jayden Danns with 2 and Lewis Kumas with 1. Kumas, who's on loan at the moment elsewhere. Danns will get another chance for FA Cup goal scoring chances with 20 minutes to go at Anfield. Liverpool leading by 2. Accrington have had a good go in the second half. Certainly kept Liverpool honest and not allowed Liverpool to have it all their own way in the second 45 so far. Liverpool just looking to manage the game at the moment, not rushing for a third. And maybe at the moment giving it away with Ungamoa. The cross comes in by Walton, and it will bounce out for a corner off Wataru Endo. Again, you just see that again. It's just that little glimpse from Liverpool where Liverpool give Accrington a little chance and looking to capitalise upon it. And Rio Ungamoa, youngest ever Liverpool player to play at an FA Cup game, and that debut, a senior debut, hasn't played in the under-21s yet and gets his senior debut. And what a senior debut. 72 minutes of a display, and it is one for the future for those Liverpool fans, and replaced by a man in Jayden Danns, who last season was called one for the future. Maybe he's the one for the present at the moment, the 18-year-old. There's a bit of defending to do first off here. Will be a corner delivered. It's a deep one, it's a whip one, but it's over the head of everyone in there, and will go out for a Liverpool goal kick. As we edge closer to the final whistles in those midday kickoffs in the FA Cup, Birmingham lead Lincoln by 2-0. Wolves 2-1 up against Bristol City, and Blackburn 1-0 up away at Middlesbrough. So all of those games will come to an end after 90 minutes at the moment, but there might be some late drama in those games that could turn it. Extra time and penalties if the games are level after 90 minutes, of course. Here is Nunez. to James McConnell. Over the top, trying to find the run of Chiesa. Chiesa takes it down. Narrow angle. And the shot taken behind by Krellin. What a ball by James McConnell. Lovely run and first touch by Federico Chiesa. Really good combination. Chiesa runs around the back of his fullback. Lovely physicality to win the ball, take it down. And by that point that he got the chance to take the shot, the narrow angle. And that angle was just too narrow. And the goalkeeper, Krellin, did very, very well. Corner to Liverpool. Simicast to deliver. Left footed. Back post. Punched away by Krellin. Away it will go out on the left side for a Liverpool throw. Federico Chiesa still yet to score for the Reds. It'll be a great moment to score on this ground, as his dad did back in the Euros in 1996. A long time ago now, 29 years ago, but Federico Chiesa has had, I wouldn't say ample opportunity, I'd say he's had a few opportunities at Anfield to score. He's yet to do so. That was a good step up by Jarell Quansah there. You've got to say, massive credit. And you know, they may go out, they may not progress to the fourth round at the moment, it looks unlikely, but I'd have to say massive credit to Accrington Stanley today, because they've been absolutely incredible in and out of possession. They've competed with Liverpool to a T. One-on-one battles, they're 50-50 duels. They've not been afraid to throw things at Liverpool, to be competitive, to be attacking, to press, to really test Liverpool and keep them honest today. And massive credit to the League Two outfit. They've done themselves proud massively today, but there's still 15 minutes and anything can still happen. It's not done and dusted yet. It's Quansah's switch ball. It's nowhere near its target of Darwin Nunez. Throw in by Accrington, brought down by Wally. I have to say he's been consistently top quality all day, Sean Wally. One of the stalwarts of this Accrington team, as Dans nicks it away from the Accrington player. Liverpool with bodies forward. Here's Chiesa. Big moment. Big save, and the follow-up is in by Jadon Dans. Scored twice against Southampton in the FA Cup last year, and now gets another goal in the FA Cup this year. He loves this competition. It maybe should have been Chiesa's goal, but a bit of fortune on the rebound, and Jadon Dans absolutely rifles it home. And Liverpool will be heading through to the fourth round, by leading by 3-0. It was Dans who started the attack and Dans who finished the attack. His pressure, his challenge, won the ball back for Liverpool. Lovely skipping away from a few challenges, beautiful. Finds it into Chiesa. His shot charged down by the goalkeeper, and the follow-up absolutely thumped by Jadon Dans into the middle, right into the middle of the nets. Lovely goal. 3-0, and that is now certainly game over. But Jadon Dans, I'm sure, loved that one. He's only on the field 3 minutes, and he's already got his goal. Accrington are going to make another change then. Tyler Walton is going to be coming off, and Kelsey Mooney is going to be coming on for these last 12 or 13 minutes or so. And Liverpool are going to make a change of their own here at the moment. And this will be their fifth and final substitution for Liverpool. Wataru Endo applauded off the field for his display once again. Second successive display at centre-back for Liverpool. And Train Yoni is going to be coming on, another promising youngster for Liverpool. Seems like at the moment, this Liverpool Academy is pumping them out year after year. Those young talents being propped up by Liverpool and being given minutes in big games and in big moments for the senior team. And Train Yoni is on for Wataru Endo. And Diogo Jota will have the armband for Liverpool. So a slight tweak for Liverpool as James McConnell, who started at centre midfield, he just drops in at centre back now, and Train Yoni takes McConnell's position. Sorry. So Liverpool keeping it consistent. Here's Kwanzaa, wants to stride forward. Lovely flick between Kwanzaa and Bradley. Liverpool maybe having a bit of fun now. Here's Chiesa. Chops onto his left. He's desperate for that goal. Charged down again. And cleared away by Accrington. He'll start to think, is it ever going to come? Chiesa. And McConnell there. Trying to keep it in play. Down the left side. But the ball had just crossed the sideline. Will be a throw-in to Accrington. You gotta say, albeit Accrington have given their all today, but Liverpool, again, they've just been a level above, and their quality in the final third has been up there. And they want to add more as Dan's brought down, but no foul, says the referee. As Accrington move it out on the right hand side, O'Brien with the cross. Bradley with a nice clearance, and Elliott now trying to spring a counter. Here is Chiesa. Bodies on the move for Liverpool again. Chiesa wants to feed it to Elliott. Harvey Elliott across. Dan's trying to flick it. And there was 3 players behind him. And Dan's has flicked straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. Well, when you're 3-0 up, you can afford to try things. And Dade and Dan's tried to go for quite the optimistic finish. Impressive finish on that one, and it didn't end up coming off on that occasion. But Liverpool with 10 to go, feeling a bit of freedom now, feeling that third goal is just settled, and we know what way the result is going to go. Liverpool maybe want to add 1 or 2 more if they can, although Train Yoni with a bit of an overhead pass couldn't find Connor Bradley, and Accrington will have the throw. Final scores from those other early kickoffs. Lincoln did get a late goal against Birmingham, but it wasn't enough in the end in that All League One battle. Birmingham through to the 4th round after Yokoyama and Dyke's goals secured their place, and Blackburn knocking out Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough out at the 3rd round for the 2nd successive season at home by losing by 1-0, and Blackburn Rovers through to the 4th round. Andres Weimann with the only goal, and Wolves still leading Bristol City by 2-1. But at the moment, it's Bristol City are pushing for it. And in the 95th minute, they're still playing. So there's still 2-1 there. And with a chance, if Bristol City get a late goal, they could carry it to extra time. But at the moment, it will be the Premier League side who will be progressing. A reminder for you, there is a 2 o'clock kickoff in the FA Cup. Leicester will take on Queen's Park Rangers. QPR will keep you up to date with that game as and when it gets underway for the remainder of our stream. And of course tomorrow, when we are live for Arsenal against Manchester United, we will round up all of today's results and look a quick look ahead to the 4th round draw, which will be taking place across this weekend. And we'll inform you of all those details on tomorrow's stream as well. A reminder that Arsenal against Manchester United is tomorrow at 3 o'clock live in LFS, that all Premier League tie. United the holders, Arsenal the wannabes, that wanna be a proper competitive team in the Cups. It's been a struggle for Arsenal in the Cups as of recent seasons, and they have a home tie against the holders of the competition for the 2nd successive season. Yeah, you know what I meant. Arsenal Man United tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Looking forward to that one. Really looking forward to that one. A proper FA Cup tie. You know, you love that. You know, seeing those glamour ties. You know, this is a tie of great significance for different reasons. And the difference between the two clubs and the hope of maybe that romanticising of the competition, and maybe a minnow, a lower league side can pull off an absolute number against a top team. But when two top teams clash in this competition, it's sometimes a real cracker. And Liverpool Man United in the quarter-final last season is an absolute kind of credit to that. Testament to that, I meant. As that Accrington free kick headed on, but straight easily gathered up by Caoimhín Kelleher. Bradley. Chiesa. Maybe a bit laboured in his pass and was hounded there by the Accrington man. Does get the throw in though, Chiesa. Well, what's up next for Accrington? Of course, no more FA Cup football. The Cup is done for the season. Their next outing is next Saturday as they host Notts County in League 2. And they will be looking for a big 3 points in that one after they picked up 2 wins from the last 2 League 2 games at Accrington. For Liverpool, well, they've got a big trip to Nottingham Forest to come on Tuesday night. They head to one of the top performers in the Premier League. It's first against third, heading into that one on Tuesday night, and a Nottingham Forest side who are in incredible form at the moment, and they are certainly a big test for Liverpool in midweek. And then Liverpool head to Brentford as well next Saturday, so a couple of trips away from home before they host Lille in the Champions League in 10 days' time. So a very congested January, which is rare in the fact that January is congested. It's not often congested for Premier League teams. It's usually a barren spell of the season for the Prem teams. But it's a very busy spell for Liverpool this season at least. Final score as well from Ashton Gate, by the way. It is finished. Bristol City 1, Wolves 2. So Birmingham, Wolves and Blackburn add their names to Wycombe, Aston Villa, Cardiff, Everton and Fulham, who are all through to the 4th round of the FA Cup. Looks like with 5 to go that Liverpool will be adding their name to the list. And the 2022 winners of the competition will be looking for another home tie, but we'll see who they will get when the 4th round draw is done. Not only credit to the team on the field for Accrington tonight, but their fans in that stand away to my left. Absolutely remarkable, this kind of, you know, from a League 2 side to 5,000 fans travelling to Anfield is quite a day. As Nunez in the box, Nunez brought down, still alive, here's Jota. Keeps it calm and composed as Diogo Jota. Here's Chiesa. Well, shoot, gets the post. He's getting closer, but he hasn't got quite close enough once again. Liverpool wanting a 4th, and Elliott's ball over the top is not going to deliver that one. He has come ever so close, Federico Chiesa, and all he can do is smile. But if you... oh, how close is that? Hits the post, but that is incredibly close. A reminder then for you, after the game between Arsenal and Manchester United tomorrow, we will have the 4th round draw of the FA Cup. That will take place following the result of Arsenal against Manchester United. So there'll be a roundabout at 5 o'clock or so tomorrow afternoon. As here's the chance for Wally. Straight down the throat of Caoimhín Kelleher. And that's a very good chance. Now remember, if the game goes to extra time and penalties, it will be later than 5 o'clock, the draw tomorrow. But that is expected to be the draw. Liverpool will be ball number 10, it seems, with them 3-0 up. They will be ball number 10 for tomorrow's draw. Kelleher to go long with 2 minutes to go with the 90. Brought down by Rawson. Clears it away for Accrington, trying to get on the move down the right hand side with O'Brien. And Henderson can't really quite keep it in on that far side. Throw into Liverpool. They're underway, by the way, at the King Power between Leicester and QPR. It is 0-0 as they just get underway in that one. Well, any goals that we can bring you from that one before we finish here, we will. Here's Dans. Chiesa holding off a challenge, holding onto it too long, and gives it away as O'Brien runs into Tsimikas, and Tsimikas will get a free kick there, being held by Conor O'Brien. Yeah, they kind of done a bit of a dance there. Did O'Brien and Tsimikas? Well, we heard from the pitch side microphone. Here's a shot and a goal for Federico Chiesa. He does get that goal that he's been longing for at Anfield. He's had many's a chance today, and that is probably the hardest of them all to score. And he uses his quality with his right boot to find the bottom left. Fabulous for Federico Chiesa. Long awaited that goal for the Italian, and on the stroke of 90 he makes it 4 for Liverpool, with probably one of the most accurate finishes of the day. Decides to hit one from the edge. Keeper couldn't stretch enough for it, and off the inside of the post. That's a quality finish by Federico Chiesa. Liverpool 4, Accrington Stanley 0, and that means more than just a goal. That is a massive confidence booster for Federico Chiesa, who's had his major struggles since coming to Liverpool in the summer. And he has added the cherry on the icing and the cake for Liverpool in this FA Cup tie. 5 added minutes, by the way. I was about to say before Chiesa scored, we heard on the pitch side, one of the microphones at the pitch side, I think it was the fourth official, said 5 added minutes. Or it was the referee, one of the two, but one of them said 5 added minutes, and we heard it. So before the board was put up, we knew how long was added on. So here come Liverpool again. Bradley down the right to Elliott. Keeps it in play, but can't keep himself in play, as Nioni wins it back. Bradley skips away from a challenge. Bradley across, but inaccurate. Oh, almost an own goal off all there. Bradley's cross was a bit low, dipping, and it kind of just tries to get any sort of contact on it. It flicks up into the air and almost catches out Krellin, who has to palm it behind for a corner, but that was almost an own goal for Accrington. And Liverpool having a bit of fun now. And we'll give you a player of the match in a moment. And the broadcaster here in the UK has just given it. I think mine's is pretty similar. Corner delivered by Tsimikas, flicked on, and behind it goes off Jayden Dans for a goal kick. It will be Trent Alexander-Arnold for me. You know, all the controversy about him and his recent performances. He came on against Spurs and was probably Liverpool's best player in the latter stages of that game, albeit couldn't contribute to a goal or an assist in that one, but was their best performer. And then today, it's just been the difference. You know, the sheer quality, the awareness, and certainly deserving of that captain's armband for Liverpool this afternoon. And whether or not Trent Alexander-Arnold will be here in August to start a new season for Liverpool is still yet to be known, or whether he will be playing in the white and gold of the Madridistas come July. But at the moment, these Liverpool fans are loving every single second of seeing him, and that goal today just epitomises the quality of the player. And you have to be wary when you say a name like Steven Gerrard at this club. But that is the name that he wants to find himself in the conversation of. And a goal like that in an FA Cup game wouldn't go too badly into adding his name to that conversation list. And Trent Alexander-Arnold gets player of the match today. There's an issue here for William Crellin, the Accrington goalkeeper. So about 2 minutes to go. It's just a bit of an issue here for the Accrington goalie. Maybe just a bit of cramp there for the Accrington keeper. And there's the Accrington owner, Andy Holt, watching on, very passionate chairman of the football club. And the League Two side, a true credit to themselves today. Will be going out, but to come to Anfield and have put in the performance, albeit Liverpool, the scoreline might flatter Liverpool a slight bit. They've been played well, Liverpool, but the scoreline is a bit harsh on Accrington. And the fact that they have been very competitive, they have been threatening. But today Liverpool were just the better outfit and overall the better quality team. And when you're facing a Premier League side away from home, you have to hope that they're just below their level or below par. And today Liverpool were were above par and above their average quality. And when you're facing a top Premier League side like that, it's always going to be difficult for the League Two outfit. But they certainly gave themselves a performance to be proud of today, despite the scoreline. Their performance has been to a T. Very, very good. And I'm sure John Doolan will tell his players that, and as he should tell his players that. Because there's the final whistle, and it will be Liverpool who will be in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Accrington Stanley came, but Liverpool conquered. And in the end, it is the home side whose quality shone through. Jota with the opener, Alexander-Arnold with a peach of a finish for a second, Dans with a rebounded effort that was rifled in to make it 3, and Federico Chiesa with that long-awaited goal to make it 4 on the verge of 90. In the end, it is Liverpool who go through, but a day to remember, and a day that will live in the long memory of these Accrington players, fans, and the manager. Final score at Anfield in the FA Cup third round: Liverpool 4, Accrington Stanley 0. And that's it. Liverpool are through, and with relative ease in the end, but Accrington did cause their problems and certainly tried their best today, but it wasn't to be enough for them. As I said, that game underway, Leicester against QPR, still goalless. Although just as I say that, the scoreline has changed. We'll get to that in a moment. At Birmingham, 1-2-1 over Lincoln in that all League One side. Wolves of the Premier League were held close by Bristol City. All 3 goals in the first half, though. Bristol City weren't able to come back in the game from 2-0 down, finished 2-1 to Wolves, and the Premier League side are through. Blackburn in the old championship tie between Blackburn and Middlesbrough, but Blackburn came out the better on the road, and they led by a goal to 0 and won by a goal to 0. And Liverpool were 4-0 winners against Accrington. And in that Leicester QPR game, it is the Premier League side that have taken the lead. Premier League Leicester against Championship QPR, and it is James Justin that has Leicester 1-good for Ruud van Nistelrooy's side. Right, that's it for the FA Cup action today. We'll be back tomorrow as Arsenal take on Manchester United in the third round. That's tomorrow, 3 o'clock, live on LFS. For now, thanks for joining us, thanks for your company, and we look forward to the fourth round draw tomorrow, where Liverpool are in the hat once again. Bye-bye.